Heyo, and welcome back in, guys, to Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 246. This time around, the format's gonna be a little bit different. Instead of me talking about the chapter to you guys one-on-one, instead I've clipped the live stream where I went over the chapter, and I'll just throw that together in this video. If you guys do not like this type of video and you'd rather me talk to you guys one-on-one like last week's JJK video, let me know down below and I'll switch it back over. But for today, I wanted to test this out and just see how it goes because I do think the live stream and the comments people had about the chapter are pretty fun, and I feel like everything I've clipped in this video is more or less what I would talk about in an actual one-on-one review. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video down below once you've watched it. All right, so last week we left off, domain expansion worked. You know, flawlessly it worked, but it got the wrong thing, right? It's like you put your hand in a cookie jar and you pull it out and you got coal, right? It's the Christmas edition of cookie jar. He picked up coal. That's essentially what happened. He confiscated the wrong thing here. It's so sad to see. And people who pointed this out last week got it right. Turns out that Kusakabe is using simple domain. I didn't pick that up initially. I just thought he was crouched for some reason. But yes, he is in his new shadow style simple domain like stance right here. So he very much diminished the attacks that Sukuna threw last chapter. Like I said, I'm still new into JJK, so I get things wrong here or there. It happens, it happens. Everyone's basic curse energy enhancement skills are drastically upgraded. Adding that, also using simple domain to decrease my curse technique. Not much as domain amplification, but was able to decrease the damage. Yeah, dude, he's giving Kusakabe a little bit of praise here. I mean, it's just a simple domain. It's not like anything super insane, but there's not... I always forget that there's not a lot of people in the verse that can do it. Kusakabe says, I thought I was gonna die, damn it. But I got one thing. Not all slashes are the slashes that divide the world. That's a cool name. Obviously, if you think a little, it will need some charge or binding vow to expand the target for the curse technique. Kusakabe is just essentially telling us things we should already know, or at least have come to the conclusion ourselves. But what I think is really interesting is what he says right here. Like, the fact that he needs a charge or a binding vow. I think charge makes the most sense, but Sukuna using a binding vow to use the world cutter, as I call it, would be fascinating because I want to know what he's giving up. And not to mention, he says something here, right? Like, he says something here too that catches my eye. He says what's weird is that he doesn't use the fire he used in Shibuya. I'll just go with the answer that he can't use it right now. That's so... He's not wrong. Sukuna never once again pulled out fire. Like, what's up with that? I'm starting to think, I feel like this is a harebrained scheme, but I'm starting to think that maybe the fire is actually from Yuji. And he can't use it because he's not in Yuji's body anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. Because Yuji's whole thing is that he's a brawler. Him whipping out fire would be fascinating. If that's not the case, then I guess Sukuna just doesn't want to use fire anymore. But it would be, I don't know. It would have been effective here and against Gojo and Kashimo. Like, it's just a nice AoE. And it's stronger than Jogo, too. I mean, it's an interesting one. Fire Fist Yuji. I could see that. Because Yuji could always just be a late bloomer, and the fire could have just been from him. And Sukuna just never said anything because he doesn't want Yuji to know. So we go down, and he says, sorry, I got the death penalty, but the confiscation was applied to the cursed weapon. And Kusakabe says, that's enough. That sword is the easiest solution to finish this fight. I'll protect you even if it costs me my life. Which is true. You know, confiscation didn't work, but we still have the executioner's blade. And then Kusakabe is like, wait, I'm gonna die here. wait a minute. I'm gonna kick the bucket. So Choso, ooh, he's already ready to fight. So Choso shoots him with the blood beam, but Sukuna's too fast and he just straight up disappears. Oh, he blitzes him. Wait, what? Does he pierce him? Oh, he double pierced him. Oh, wow. Yeah, he double fisted my man Choso. Yo, that's like a fatality. At first, it looked like he hit him with the Naruto lariat, right? Like, you know, like B and I, they just come together, just hit you with that one. Like a little clothes hanger. But no, Sukuna literally pierced this man. Rip Choso. Is Choso dead? Dude, if Choso's dead because of this, I wouldn't be surprised but it would be so anticlimactic, especially since they all planned to jump in here from the get, right? They planned this out. I always bring that up, but the boys planned it out. They wanted to come out here, and this man got done in before he even hit him. That would be so disappointing, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Choso's he grows every fight. We are not gonna lose Choso until he does something new. Sukuna throws Choso off, so Yuji now has Choso. They're brothers. I mean, maybe Yuji can give him some blood. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get some Jugo thing from Naruto. Like, Yuji just puts his hand inside of Choso's body and this guy regenerates. That'd be a little bit too weird. And then we go on. I saw this one already. Come on. I'm the spoiler guy, right? Like, sometimes I just hop on Twitter and I see the panels. This right here, my man, Ino with Nanami's blade, the blunt blade. I like this, but I'm not gonna lie. When I see Ino wearing the balaclava, the all black get, and a knife, oh brother, you know, best believe I made sure I locked my doors out there, man. It looks like I'm about to get robbed. Like, it's like a serial killer. Like, this is what you'd expect when you hear about like Ed Gein or something, dude. Like, this guy looks scary. Like, who's the real villain, right? Oh, goodness gracious. But yes, Nanami's tool is super sick. I love that he has it. I just don't know if he can utilize it well. I think that's the one thing I'm curious about, because his seance techniques are like mid to long range attacks, and now he has Nanami's blade. And I just don't know how well they'll work in sync. But I love the callback though. I love that he's carrying on Nanami's legacy. And apparently this cursed weapon has the 3-7 curse technique within it. Literally, Nanami's technique is in this blade. So maybe it's better than Seance, right? Maybe this is better than Seance. Maybe he'll forget about the 4 auspicious beasts he has in his arsenal. I wonder if this is what he wanted to talk to Gojo about in the morgue. Can be that, but I feel like it could be something even more than that too. For now, I think this clears up the morgue mystery with Ino. So it go down, and it looks like it did... Okay, never mind. I was about to say, it looks like it did a little bit of damage, but no. Sukuna just says that it hit a little bit harder than expected, but he didn't really take any damage from that at all. He ends up kicking. He gives him the Hikari treatment, right? He kicks the blunt blade, and then Ino says, wow, that's heavy. Yeah, he's feeling it now. Okay. So he gets sent back, but by the time he gets sent flying, Yuji and Kusakabe are circling Sukuna, and they get hit with a bunch of slashes. Love it. Yo. Wow. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know how many people here like watched or read Bleach, but this reminds me of when the Gote 13 captains were trying to fight Aizen while he was in his chrysalis form. Like, that's how crazy this seems right now. Like, Sukuna's just a monster. So yeah, he cuts them all. But,
HIGURUMA
was hiding behind Kusakabe so that he could dodge roll on top of him and go in for the cut. But it misses, or it just chops off his hair. So we go down a little bit. It looks like Sukuna grabs his arm. Yeah, he doesn't want to get hit by the blade. So he grabs the shirt, and then he throws him. Where is he going? I don't know. He's out of the ballpark. Yeah, he's crashing into buildings, flying through all the rubble. Yuji's trying to run to him, saying, don't let Higuruma be alone. Wait, why? His inner demons are going to come out. Guys, don't let him be alone. He can't survive on his own. He's codependent. Maybe because he knows that Sukuna's going to go after him and take him out early? Yeah, so they say, go ahead of me, Itadori. Oh, but so, wait, no, yeah. Sukuna's trying to get him out. Look. Wow, he's running the 50-meter dash. Look at how fast he's moving here. Sukuna wants to take that blade ASAP. Yeah. And I wonder how that's going to work, right? Like, if he takes the blade, will that actually be substantial? Because we have to remember that the blade is a part of Higuruma's domain. Like, it might just honestly transform back into a gavel after he dies. But maybe it won't, because I guess the death penalty will still be in effect. I guess you could call Sukuna like a wanted criminal that's in need of the death penalty, and maybe it just stays there. Honestly, I don't even know if Sukuna knows the answer. He might just be having fun right here. This is his playground. So Higuruma is sliding down a building. He still has the sword in hand, and Sukuna appears like a monster in the night, dude. He's like Batman. And they crash in again, and we have a flashback. For one plan to save Fushiguro, I think Higuruma's curse technique is useful. Can you explain? The ones that get slashed with the Executioner's sword will die with no exception. The target will only be the person that got declared for it. Whether or not Judgment is able to identify multiple souls inside a vessel is already proven by Itadori. If Sukuna is the one that will take the judge, we should be able to retain Fushiguro Megumi's soul without being harmed. Higuruma, do you want to die? What are you suddenly asking me? I'm asking you for the author. The author wants to know if you want to kick the bucket yet. I'm a human that ditched the law and vice versa. I want to be a person to punish myself in the end. You are right for what you've asked. I'm thinking that I should die here and complete my role. It's all right. I'm the same too, but I don't know how to say it, but I think you should go back. Don't say something like that. That's not possible. I've become a human that can't look at your eyes anymore. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. They're both ready to throw their lives down for the world. Yeah, it's not over for Fushiguro, man. He's gonna come back. There's no way they tease him coming back and they don't bring him back. All I gotta say. But the thing with Megumi, though, is that this so far has been the only possibility they've mentioned when it comes to bringing Megumi back. So with this being our only option, I feel like it's going to have to be executed. I feel like this Executioner's blade is going to have to pull through. I don't know how. I don't know if Higuruma's going to 1v1 Sukuna and slash him, but I feel like this is definitely going to happen. Unless there's like some second theory out there that I haven't heard of yet. The stocks are up for him, bro. The stocks are up. But yeah, I feel bad for Yuji. Yuji's really been through it. Yep. I mean, Higuruma too, right? Like he sees Yuji's conviction, and that's why he doesn't want to look at his eyes, right? Because Yuji's willing to go through all the punishments. Like, punishments that he didn't even do, right? Like, because during their trial, he was like, wait, why did you take over Sukuna's crimes? Why did you, like, confess to that? And it was all that self-guilt. And Higuruma, I bet he feels like, oh, man, this guy's too good. I need to follow his example. But yeah, they're throwing their lives down here. I hope they both survive. I know they're not. There's no way everybody makes it out of this battle. Somebody has to die. Higuruma dying, I don't think is too far out of the question, but you gotta admit, his portrayal so far has been phenomenal. All right, so we go down. Higuruma slashed up a little. Oh, wait. Domain amplification. He neutralized my technique. Wait, what did Sukuna try to do up here? I guess we just saw like, yeah, okay, we just saw slashes. But domain amplification. Aren't there only like 2 or 3 people that can actually do this? And you're telling me Higuruma can do it, man? Come on. So we go down a little bit more. He says less than 2. Oh, this is the narrator. This is the narrator. So you know it's real. You know it's real. Less than 2 months after he awakened as a sorcerer, an extraordinary growth. Sukuna was fascinated. Executioner's sword, the sword of instant death, is shining again. And the prospect that can match with Gojo Satoru is shining. Everyone acknowledged the genius. Higuruma is whispering, yo! They put this man on the same scale as Gojo, which makes sense. We got a lot of characters in the series so far that I wouldn't say they match up to Gojo, but they're prodigies. If they were nourished from day one like Gojo, they would be up there 100%. Like, no question. Like, if Higuruma was like, bred to be a fighter like Gojo, if Yuto was put in the same boat, oh man, it would be over. Like, these guys didn't really start training until they were like teenagers, adults. The Executioner's sword can only one hit the convicted, so it will be useless to others. It's such a weird one because we don't know too much about how his domain expansion exactly works in certain scenarios. Like, it's like Higuruma at the beginning of this chapter, right? What does he say? Like, he doesn't know enough about his own technique yet. Like, we really don't. We don't have too many cases for it. He said, damn, my lack of battle experience got exposed. Like, I feel like naturally you're right. If you were to ask me, like, if I had to give like a solid opinion, I don't think it could kill Yuji if he accidentally sliced him when it's going after Sukuna, right? But at the end of the day, it's not 100%. And even then, like, Sukuna's interested in the blade, so he must have some plan with it. I think Sukuna just might be interested as a Jujutsu scholar and its fancy modern era technique. Yeah. I love how you call them a Jujutsu scholar. But you're not exactly wrong. Like, I forgot those girls in the bathroom during the Shibuya arc. But I remember Sukuna picked up the phone. He was like, oh, yeah? Like, so you take a picture with this and it works, huh? All right, whatever. He kind of is a scholar. He just wants to learn all these techniques. Like him, Kashimo, and Jogo. You got me confusing Jogo with Gojo now. We're just putting him at that level. But yeah, they're just at the pinnacle of power, man. They want to see what people can do. Higuruma living, I'd give it 15%. I'm not confident that he'll survive, but I would want a future where he does. I'm rooting for the 15%. I feel Yuji is physically the strongest other than Gojo, but physically strongest and durable with unlimited endurance. I agree. I mean, maybe not even like right now, but in the future, I feel like Yuji will definitely be the strongest brawler in the series, which is why I'm really curious about what Kusakabe said up here about how Sukuna can't use his fire technique, or he hasn't yet. It's starting to make me believe that this might be Yuji's technique that he just doesn't know about. And that's why Sukuna hasn't used it ever since he took over Megumi's body. 41% say that he can use his fire technique, but he doesn't want to. 29% are saying it's Yuji's body, which I don't know if I'm like the first person that said that. I don't think I am, but yeah, I like that. I'm like a parasite. I'm kind of like infecting the brain right there, the brain waves. 18% say binding vow, which isn't a bad one either, right? But then again, it goes back to the cut that can slice the worlds. Like, what binding vow would he even make with that? Oh, don't get me started on Miwa, right? Oh my god, Miwa, 2 chapters ago, binding vow, swinging a sword for the rest of her life to just do a mediocre attack against Kenjaku that didn't even land. Oh my goodness gracious. Imagine if Sukuna made a binding vow like that. Yes, I'm gonna use this slash to kill Gojo. But when I do that, I'll never be able to eat, sleep, or poop ever again. Binding vow is gonna get kind of wild. When will Yuji awaken his cursed power? Technically, he doesn't have to. That's the beauty of JJK. Not every character has to have a cursed technique. Not every character needs cursed energy. Not every character needs a domain expansion, domain amplification, simple domain. Like, so many characters in JJK specialize in different things, and they each have their own advantage. It's like rock, paper, scissors. So Yuji honestly doesn't need a cursed technique. He can just specialize in what he does best, which is cursed energy, physicality, and black flash. I don't see why Sukuna would need to use a fire technique. And that's very fair. Like, really, he's doing very well with just Malevolent Shrine. Like, dude, he hasn't even whipped out the 10 shadows here, right? Like, why would he need fire at this point? So yeah, I agree with that. He really doesn't need fire right now. If fire is from Yuji, Gojo should be able to see it from the start because of his 6 eyes. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I might have to erase the Yuji's body option. That's a really good point. Thank you. I guess a question I need to ask now is Choso dead? I don't think he's done. Like I said, I feel like his showing out here hasn't been the best. You know, I'll be straight with you guys. I don't think Choso even had a showing. You can erase this page and this page, and nothing would change. Legitimately, nothing would change. Like, you could pretend that Choso wasn't even here and it would be a-okay. So I feel like Choso's not done just based on that. Because what? Kusakabe had his moment, Ino had his moment, and so did Higuruma. Choso missed. Choso missed a blood pierce, and that's it. Where's Maki? Don't know where Maki is yet, though. She could be waiting to pull a Yuta, though, right? So 59% say that Choso is not done. But surprisingly, 41% say he's done. Like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, he did take a really hefty blow. Like, what? He got stabbed twice. You miss a vital organ once? Sure, that can happen, right? You get shot by a gun. Oh, look, I got lucky. It hit my side. I'm a-okay. You get hit twice. You get pierced twice? No, that's dunzo. That's dunzo. Imagine Kenny and Gojo's body. Yeah, body switching is a thing in JJK. I gotta remember that too, because like at any point in time, any of these sorcerers could switch bodies and just do a crazy sneak attack. Like, and that's something that we saw recently too, with Yuji switching to Kusakabe's body while they're training. So like, honestly, this could be Choso right here. You know, like for all we know, this could be Kusakabe. Like, shoot, I don't know. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they use that to their advantage somehow. I mean, that's like one of the big things about outnumbering Sukuna. Like, you can just do so many wacky things, especially when the only people in this room are Higuruma and Sukuna. Like, he doesn't know what's going on outside. This, like, Sukuna isn't God. He's not omnipotent. So if something goes on behind him, he'll be none the wiser.